Hi guys, welcome to the very first episode of Introspection. I am your host, Jessie. Today in this episode, I'm going to introduce you to myself, to the idea of introspection, and to this podcast. So hi, like I said, my name is Jessie. I am a 22-year-old business student from Taiwan. I have been wanting to do this podcast for a really long time now. I never found the right time or the right place to do so. And right now, after flying to Canada for the upcoming new semester, I am currently in a hotel room in Ontario trying to finish my quarantine. I have nothing to do other than fighting against the time difference and trying not to fall asleep during the day. For those of you who don't know, there is a 12-hour time difference between Ontario and Taiwan, which is way harder to deal with than I have originally imagined. Now, let's talk about introspection. What exactly is introspection? Well, by definition, introspection is the examination of one's own conscious thoughts and feelings. In the field of psychology, the process of introspection relies on the observation of one's mental state and is closely related to human self-reflection and self-discovery. As I grow up, I inevitably gain traumas along the way, just like everybody else. To me, these traumas were like unattended wounds on my heart, bursting and bleeding anytime without a warning, which led to my anger issues, anxiety, self-hatred, and so much more. I was very unhappy with how big of a toll these wounds were taking on me. So I started to ask why I reacted the way I did. I talked with friends, with family, with therapists, and most importantly, with myself, trying to figure out my feelings and emotions. In time, I found myself getting used to the idea of self-exploration and finding ways to come to terms with my traumas. I found the term introspection very suitable for this mental exercise I have fully embraced. So, what is this podcast? I would like to think of this as a platform to share my self-healing journey, a public diary of introspection. In future episodes, you will hear stories of how I dealt with my traumas, my relationships with my family members, my opinions on romance, and much more. You can also expect more light-hearted episodes with potential co-hosts like my siblings or my friends. Lastly, there are some important details I have to announce beforehand. 1. I am not an expert on mental health in any way. Everything I share here is purely based on my personal experience, the limited research I made, and nothing more. So please take what I said with a grain of salt. Secondly, like I mentioned, I was born and raised in Taiwan, which means English is not my first language. So please forgive me if I've made any grammatical mistakes in my speech. The reason why I'm speaking English instead of my mother tongue is because I want this podcast to be accessible to more people around the world. For those of you who have trouble understanding me, please do not worry, since the episodes will be subtitled in both English and Mandarin Chinese. Thank you for listening to Introspection. I'm Jessie, and I will see you in the next episode.